Hello, Warriors of Light, and welcome to my weekly podcast that covers different Final Fantasy XIV topics. This is my 28th podcast of 2025 and the 80th episode in the series. Like usual, I will be dividing this podcast into two parts. For the first part, I will be commenting on one topic from the English General Forum, the new optional items from the Final Fantasy XIV online store, the ongoing Moogle Treasure Trove event, the changes made to the Forked Tower entry system, and the collaboration between Final Fantasy XIV and K.UNO. For the second part of the podcast, I will be commenting on the Chronicles of Light Artbook, the Eorzea Cafe 11th anniversary celebration, the upcoming 88th episode from Letter from the Producer, the latest episode of Duty Commenced, the new Square Enix Pop Up store, and the release of patch 7.25. Today is July 12, 2025. So, this year I will randomly pick general official forum topics in different languages and give gamers my thoughts on them. So, today, I will be commenting on a thread from the English forum titled C Players and Resident of US and EU. How are you paying subs right now after the change that was created by a user named ffxiv? This discussion was started in April of 2024 and discusses different Steam payment methods to pay for Final Fantasy XIV subscriptions and add-ons. So, I have to say this is a very interesting discussion and gives great advice for international gamers trying to play Final Fantasy XIV. My advice for new players is to create a Steam account with a region approved by Square Enix and use a payment method to fill your Steam balance account. There are many payment options for new gamers, but I recommend these three: YoMoney, PaySafe, and PayPal. YoMoney, formerly Yandex Money, is an e-commerce payment system. It is owned by Sberbank and operates in Russia and other countries. International gamers can use the link below to load a balance to their Steam accounts for Final Fantasy XIV. After recently creating a wallet myself, I highly recommend gamers to use this service. I also recommend gamers to take the advice of other international gamers in this English forum regarding regions and addresses, and use the best action for their situation. PaySafe is another payment option and is also a multinational online payments company. Just like YoMoney, PaySafe offers payment processing, digital wallet, and online cash systems to businesses and consumers. And PayPal is an American multinational financial technology company operating an online payment system in the majority of countries that support online money transfers and serves as an electronic alternative to traditional paper methods such as checks and money orders. So, in closing this part, I highly recommend gamers to take a look at this English discussion and take the advice of other international gamers regarding regions and addresses for Steam accounts. Next, the Final Fantasy XIV online store released new optional items. Gamers can purchase a new furnishing item titled Authentic Copy of Seekers of Eternity. Gamers can also purchase the belt leather beret and fingerstall set, the belt leather attire with trousers, and the belt leather attire with cropped pants. Gamers can find more information from the Final Fantasy XIV online store. Next, the Moogle Treasure Trove event has already started and will end upon the release of patch 7.3. The top prize is the coffee cup earring. Some of the rare items I saw on the list for mounts were the Ruby Gwyber trumpet and the Iron Frog Mover ignition key. These items will help new players get the Ruby Gwyber and the Iron Frog Mover, respectively. In addition, there is a new Ultimog challenge, and a sizable tombstone reward awaits those who complete this special task. I highly recommend gamers participate in this unique event for the rare items. Next, new changes were made to the Forked Tower entry system on July 3rd, and now gamers can enter the Occult Crescent instance with a pre-formed alliance of up to 48 players. In addition, auroral mirages are generated faster after the Occult Crescent instance has loaded. Gamers can find more information on the Lodestone website. Next, the Final Fantasy XIV team has collaborated with K.UNO, and a detailed recreation of Alphinaud and Alice silver ear cuffs are now available for pre-order. K.UNO is a world-renowned company that has worked with a number of Fortune 500 companies, including Disney, and highly recognized for its diamond-studded jewelry. Gamers can expect an extremely well-crafted silver ear cuff with detailed and decorative designs. I highly recommend gamers to check out both the Square Enix store and the K.UNO website. So now, we will take a small break and continue on to part 2 of this podcast in a few moments. Welcome back, everyone! So, for part 2 of this podcast, I will be commenting on the Chronicles of Light Artbook, the Eorzea Cafe 11th Anniversary Celebration, the upcoming 88th episode from Letter from the Producer, the latest episode of Duty Commenced, the new Square Enix Pop Up store, and the release of patch 7.25. So, the Final Fantasy XIV team has announced that Final Fantasy XIV Chronicles of Light Volume 2 is due for release on Tuesday, October 7th, with pre-orders available today. This collection contains a total of 30 short stories, including those originally published on the Lodestone as Tales from the Shadows, Tales from the Twilight, Tales from the Dawn, and Tales Under the New Moon, along with 4 new and exclusive stories. The book also features cover art and illustrations by acclaimed Final Fantasy artist Toshiyuki Idahana. Next, the Eorzea Cafes will celebrate its 11th anniversary on Wednesday, July 31st, and giving out special acrylic stands. In addition, the Eorzea Cafe in Yokohama will be open this summer for a limited time. Gamers can expect a cafe with the theme of Limsa Lominsa in the Yokohama Kenai store, and a special menu with a concept different from the other stores. Gamers can also receive a coaster of your favorite pattern and 1 random magnet. International gamers that are interested in this upcoming event can make travel arrangements through Rakuten Travel and book both tickets and hotel rooms. Gamers can find more information on the Japanese Lodestone website. So, next, the episode titled Letter from the Producer will be aired on July 24th, and will include details about patch 7.3. This will be the 88th episode in the series, and Yoshi P and his team will discuss new patch 7.3 and miscellaneous updates. Gamers can watch this episode on YouTube, Nikoniko, and Twitch. And the presentation slides will include both Japanese and English text with Japanese audio. Gamers can find more information on the Lodestone website. Next, the latest episode of Duty Commenced was broadcasted on June 25th, and the 3 hosts, Danielle, Sarah, and Aya, discussed exhilarating details coming in patch 7.3 and the latest episode from Letter from the Producer. In addition, Danielle, Aya, and Sarah, also known as Okiyomi, Seeker, and Minorine respectively, showcased the latest entries from talented content creators and artists during the Community Commendations segment for prizes and giveaways, such as 10 Gigantender figurines. The revealing episode is now available to watch on the Lodestone website or on the official Final Fantasy XIV Twitch channel. Next, the Square Enix Pop Up store will open in Osaka at Damaru Umeda Store and Damaru Tokyo Store for a limited time. At these stores, new official goods will be pre-sold, and Square Enix's popular comic and game titles will be available. In addition, gamers can enjoy the exhibition of the Final Fantasy IX illustration panel, which celebrated its 25th anniversary, and photos at the photo spot. Gamers can expect an introduction of some of the Final Fantasy XIV products that will be sold in advance at the venue. Gamers can find more information on the Japanese Lodestone website. Lastly, patch 7.25 was released on May 27th and included a new field operation named Crescent Isle, Mirage Island with an area named the Occult Crescent South Horn. In addition, the patch also included Mammal J Allied Society quests and more Hildebrand adventure quests. Also, phantom weapons are obtainable through new weapon enhancement quests by working with Geralt Blackthorn, the legendary blacksmith for all relic weapons in Final Fantasy XIV. To participate in the new field operation, gamers will need to speak to the Expedition Messenger in Tuliolal and start the quest titled, One Last Hurrah. Gamers must have completed the main scenario quest Dawntrail. To participate in the Mammal J Allied Society quests, gamers will need to speak to Gotel J in Yak TL and start the quest titled Cultivating Hope. Gamers must have completed the main scenario quest Dawntrail and the side quest One Forest. So, to participate in the Hildebrand adventure quests, gamers will need to speak to Nashum Hakaraka in Solution 9 and start the quest titled Wizen Testimony. Gamers must have completed the main scenario quest titled Crossroads and the quest titled The Case of the Displaced Inspector. And, to participate in the Phantom Weapons quests, gamers will need to speak to Eorzea in the Phantom Village and start the quest titled Arcane Artistry. Gamers must first complete the side quest Unfamiliar Territory to begin the Phantom Weapon quests. And that's all I have for my 28th podcast for 2025. If you enjoy my podcasts, you can subscribe to my English podcast channels on YouTube and Rumble, and my Russian channels on Rutube and VKontakte. Also, you can follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, under Dynamis Ryne. Each week, I try to answer comments and questions found on my channels through my weekly podcasts. Feel free to post on my social media platforms and subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you next time.